I'm realizing something that kind of sucks as a founder. Good conversations basically mean nothing. And it's not like they're fake, it's just most of the time nothing really comes out of a good conversation. I'm Mitchell Moses, I've been building an AI company for a year, and one thing I'm just now noticing or really realizing is that a good conversation feels great, but if nothing comes out of that meeting, then that conversation was basically like nothing. So what I thought a good call used to mean was that they were interested, there would be buying motion, there would be next steps after a meeting. But a lot of times they would just tell me they loved the product, they loved what I was doing, they could see how this fits in their workflow. But then in reality, nothing would really come out of that meeting. And I say about like 70% of these good conversations really don't have next steps that happen that same week or the following week. I was really treating these good conversations as forward momentum. So in reality, they can love your solution, know exactly where it fits in the workflow, but for a number of vague reasons, it just won't manifest or happen. And a lot of this comes down to, at the enterprise level, there are a ton of factors stopping you from getting in there. Because these people aren't lying, they know this fits, but there's just a number of factors in someone's life where you are not their priority. And this comes down to internal politics, other internal stuff, them going on time off, the coworker going on time off, budget reasons, and a lot of it comes down to timing, especially at the enterprise level. Enterprises are just full of friction that you have to get through, and none of that is your fault. And a conversation can genuinely be good and nothing come out of it. And that's a lesson that I've been learning a lot as of recent. Just last week, I had a guy tell me he loved my product, couldn't believe what he was seeing. He said, if you can do this right now, I'll intro you to this customer. And I did that thing in 3 minutes, and he was shocked and awed. He said, I will intro you tomorrow. And I followed up 2 times, and I haven't heard anything since. And that's why I'm saying a good conversation can be good, but what came out of it? Where was the momentum? I felt pretty good after that conversation, but what came out of it? Nothing. So early on, you don't really understand this until you have reps. And a good conversation, a good call feels good, but over-investing in that good call when nothing happens after the call is how you can emotionally wreck yourself. And I've had this happen to me a good bit where I'm on this emotional roller coaster and I invest too much into this one call manifesting and then nothing happens. So you should just take every single call as nothing is gonna happen afterwards. And if something does happen, then great. But you should look for momentum signals after a call instead of valuing anything they said in that call, to be honest. And the big thing here is protecting your mental state. Because if you overinvest in what they said and nothing comes out of it, it makes you feel like shit. And it can create a crash out and it'll affect you for the rest of the week, right? So what we need to do is not overinvest, look at what they do after the call, look at the reality. And that reality is in the momentum signals outside. Did they actually make the intro? Did they schedule a follow-up meeting? Did they do the action items from the meeting? Where I no longer overinvest in what these people tell me. Obviously, it's a good conversation, I appreciate it, but I don't expect anything to come out of these meetings anymore. And my mental state has been way better since. So them telling you people telling you they like your stuff, they are interested in buying, that they want to do next steps are cool, and that's awesome. And I love to hear it. But we should not overinvest in what they say, we should look at what they do. But what actually matters is them booking calls, getting that next meeting, getting that follow-up, getting that intro, things that actually create momentum for you in the business. So we want to look for momentum behavior, not compliments. Things at the enterprise level are weird. Things take time to shake out. I had a meeting in February with a guy, and he said he had to go talk to a coworker. And basically I followed up like 3 times, heard nothing. And just this week, someone from the company reached out to me about scheduling another meeting. And things at the enterprise level are just weird like this. Nothing will happen for a long time and then suddenly something happens. So you should just chalk it to the game. It is what it is. And I'm not saying good conversations are useless. I'm just saying we shouldn't overinvest in what someone says in a meeting. We should look at what they do afterward. We should understand our reality and look at the momentum behaviors they're showing afterwards. Are they booking the call? Are they booking a follow-up? Are they doing that intro? That's what matters more than having an actual good conversation. Because the majority of the time, nothing immediately comes out of that good conversation. And if something good comes out of that conversation, then great. If nothing happens, then we expected it. But that's the way you should be moving. So a good conversation at best is a maybe, and it's not momentum. So this is just something I've had to come to grips with. And it's something I knew deep down, but I was overinvested in hoping that outcome would actually happen. And then when it didn't happen, it would create an emotional crash out. So now every conversation, I'm expecting nothing. And if something good comes from it, then great. So one of the hardest parts is early figuring this out. Every good thing someone tells you doesn't mean you're doing awesome. And when nothing happens, it doesn't mean you're cooked either. Things can randomly spark up again. But if you keep confusing interest with momentum, then you're gonna get hurt. So people can like what you're doing, but people acting on it is different. Look at what they're acting on versus what they're telling you. So good conversations matter. They just matter way, way less than I thought they did. I'm learning to stop counting good conversations as progress before they even turn into progress. People liking what you're doing is way different than people actually moving on it. I'm learning to stop counting good conversations as progress before they turn into progress. Because good conversations matter, but they just matter way, way less than I thought they did.